All right, so welcome everyone, and others are joining. Now we're going to continue to receive them. Um, we are not going to waste so much time here. We want to kind of also use the opportunity to answer questions. I'm sure most of you have started your applications for develop. Maybe for some of you, this is the first time you'll be hearing about this, or you have a question about the develop. We're here to actually make it more interactive. So we're not going to spend so much time on the presentations. We would like to uh, for people to be able to ask questions and provide you with necessary answers. So to kick off, we have just about 3 sessions of this info session, the introduction of the team. So you'll be able to hear from the team behind Develop Ventures and Develop Program, starting from DG to VC4A and also Innovate locally. And we'll then head directly to the presentation, very for like 10 minutes, just to give you a highlight of what develop program is all about, the application process, what are the initial criteria or requirements we're looking out for. And we'll also get opportunity for our partners to share about the experience running the program, and also maybe one person from the portfolio currently to talk about the experience. Then we'll head directly to use more time to speak about answer your questions. So we'll just get started. I will ask our partners, starting from DG, to maybe introduce himself and also talk about DG, about develop a little bit, then BC4A, and it will come to Innovate.
Okay, good. Francis, thank you. So, hello, my name is Jelle Pentinga. I work for DEG for many years. DEG is a development finance institution of Germany. So, DEG is in the financing of finance in emerging Africa, Latin America, and Asia and Eastern Europe. We did 2.4 billion euros of investment last year, but that is the main business of DEG. What this particular program is very specific is a program for very early stage startups in Kenya, Rwanda, and Tanzania. And we are implementing this program with money from the Ministry of Economic Cooperation from the German government. Let me stop there because there's much more to tell, but we will come to that. It's great to see so many of you on the call, by the way, and I hope that you're progressing well and that you all apply. And if all works out very well, we might meet in end of September, something like that.
Thank you very much, Jelle, for the brief introduction. Kevin?
Yeah, thanks, Francis. So my name is Kevin. I'm with VC4A, which is a Dutch-based organization that supports entrepreneurs mainly in Africa and connects them with resources and networks. We're supporting DEG on the implementation of this program in the 3 countries, Rwanda, Tanzania, and Kenya. I myself have been involved with this program for some years now and would be one of the people probably visiting a bit later in the year for due diligence visits, which is one of the stages that leads you to this grant. Yeah, happy to see the attendance as Jelle mentioned, and hoping to then review some of the applications that you will be submitting. Over
All right,
to Leah, maybe we have Leah also from DG.
Yes, thank you, Kevin. Hello, everyone. Yeah, my name is Leah. I've been with the Develop Ventures team at DEG here in Cologne for 2 years now. Yeah, but it's my first time that I'm going to join the due diligence in Tanzania. So it's also, yeah, very exciting for me. And yeah, I'm looking forward to our info session today and your questions.
Thank you very much, Leah. So for us at Innovate, I'm Francis. I lead the develop program locally. Innovate Ventures is a venture factory that's supporting early stage companies to commercialize and scale with a strong focus on investment support and readiness. We also invest locally through the Nest Fund and through our angel syndicate. For this program, we're supporting DG in the and VIS4A in the implementation of the program locally here in Tanzania. And we've been doing this. This is going to build the fifth cohort. We are doing this together. So I'm happy to be here, and I'll be talking you through about the develop program. Maybe I'll allow my colleague to introduce herself before we get started. Jasmine?
Yeah, hi everyone, but I also see Boy on the call. Boy, do you want to go first from BC4A?
Thank you so much, Jasmine. Excuse the voice, I have a cold. My name is Boye. I'm with VC4A and I lead the marketing and communications efforts on our side. I'm super excited to be here and looking forward to the presentation as well as the questions that may come from potential participants. So good luck, everyone. Thanks, Jasmine. Over to you.
Hello again, everyone. My name is Jasmine. I'm with Innovate Ventures, and I work as a ventures lead, and I oversee the marketing side as well. Happy to see many of you in the call, and we'll take you through the processes today, as Francis mentioned, and maybe potentially we'll see you again in other phases.
Thank you, everyone. We get started. Like I mentioned, we're working with the program for the past since 2023, and we're really excited for the contribution of develop program and develop ventures to Tanzania ecosystem. We are getting started. It's going to be very interactive. I'll be very quick with the presentation so we can head a lot more into discussing and answering your questions. Develop Ventures is a program that is supporting early stage companies with innovative business models that are using their solutions and innovation to improve living conditions. Most importantly, Develop program is looking at innovations that are already generating revenue. So we're looking at innovations that are already making money, and they have they've passed proof of concept and also having that ability or potential for scale. What does the program offer? The program focuses on providing non-dilutive capital of 100,000 euros. And there's also a potential for a top up in the phase B. That's after if you're selected for phase A. The program also provides very tailored technical assistance. I think for me, the TA aspect of this program is one of the most unique part of the program because as a portfolio member of Develop Ventures, you get access to very curated technical assistance, the support that you need to really move your innovation from one place to the other, helping you to kind of tackle some of the challenges or frictions that you face within your business system. It cuts across from product to market to investment readiness. Develop do not just give you money, but also provide you those step-by-step guidance, expert support that can help you unlock your next growth level. Currently, Develop is available in Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, which is mainly implemented by DEG Impulse, and as well in Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, and Cote d'Ivoire, which is implemented by GIZ. For how it's designed currently, how we're implementing develop for East Africa. which is the lead implementing partner is DG Impulse, being supported across 3 countries by VC4A. And in Tanzania, we have Innovate Ventures supporting implementation locally. In Kenya, we have Victoria Ventures, and in Rwanda, we have Impact Hub. The overview of what is offered from develop currently, I will take you through in terms of where what developer has done so far, just to give you more clarity in terms of the journey. This is the 9th cohort. We've done 8 cohort already, and which has given rise to about receiving about 2,000 applications in total across 8 cohorts and 8 applications. And 82 companies have been financed through these 8 cohorts. And also, like I mentioned, there's also a phase B. Some of the companies that meet their KPIs are also positioned and able to raise a matching fund, are able to position for phase B. And in these past 8 years, in these past 8 calls, about 25 companies have also received the follow-on funding. A total of 13 million euros has been committed by DEG to companies that are in the portfolio across the 8 cohorts. And to also look at to showcase the significance of the work that developer is doing, the portfolio companies have raised more than 40 million euros in follow-on investment. Like I mentioned then, I think, at least from my experience, my perspective working in the ecosystem, develop portfolio has been the most active, maybe at least for Tanzania, I know that. Looking at their journey from when they joined develop program, and also looking at how they are scaling, and looking at how they also kind of raise follow investment. What companies really get from this process is that you are exposed to understanding the nuances of how to raise money, get support with your documentations. It becomes easier for even follow-on investors to come to invest in you. So this is already evidenced by the follow-on investment that developed portfolio companies have received so far. Some of the conditions and criteria that we look at initially for companies that want to apply to develop. One is that you have to be registered locally in your country, in the countries where develop is present. For example, in Tanzania, if you're a Tanzania company or you want to apply through Tanzania, that means you have to be registered as a for-profit. At the moment, develop ventures or develop program is not investing in non-profit. So you have to be a profit-oriented or profit-oriented, and you are locally registered in Tanzania. You have an operation for at least 1 year, which qualifies you to get an audited statement, which is part of requirements for develop. And we also want to see that there is a bit of a market acceptance. That means that some of the people are interacting with your products. You're having some traction in terms of revenue. You also have a very innovative and viable business model that is scalable. And we want to also see that this also reflects in your financial plan, and you are also looking at your financial plan also reflects a lot more in terms of you have the potential to be able to reach profitability or break even in a shorter time. Develop program is designed, the vehicle is designed to be a matching fund, which means that you have to be able to unlock some other funding to be able to receive develop fund. So one of the things that we want to also see that you are also in discussion, or you already have received some funding from other commercial investors, or you are in good discussion also with other investors that are interested to invest in your business. So this is a very crucial part of you being able to receive the funding. So it's either for the last 6 months before now, you have received a funding from a commercial investor, or you're already in deep talk within this period, so that if you get selected for the program, for the cohort, we are sure that you are going to be able to unlock the other matching funds so that you can be able to receive the funding from develop. You must not have raised more than 2 million euros in funding before now. So, like the description, as we mentioned in the beginning, develoP is looking at young companies and that have potential to scale. So, if you have raised more than 2 million in funding before, this program might not be for you, as we're targeting companies that are within the range that is highlighted here. And we also want to see that your company is also demonstrates some level of innovation within your ecosystem. So you are building innovation that is really solving a problem or challenge or driving positive change in your community. That's also that's also part of the criteria that we are also looking at. One other part is the impact has to be very visible. So we have to be able to see an alignment between your project, so how it aligns to achieving the sustainable development goals. So these are some of the initial criteria that develoP program is looking out for. So in case you have any question after now, we have a time for questions. You can be able to ask for questions at that point. But just for you to take a note of these criteria.
Francis, this is Jelle. Maybe one thing while we are listening, people can maybe, those that have not done it, just put their name in the chat and which company they represent.
Right. Thank you, Jelle. Yep. So this is the timeline. This is the application, the develoP program model. Currently, we're in the first stage, which is the call for application, which we are doing currently, and also we are very happy to speak to you. At this stage, where you go on the platform, you get to sign up, fill in the application, and be able to submit the application. So that's the first phase, which started from 15th of May, which will run till end of June. And after the closing of the application, then we go into the pre-selection stage, where we get to also look at the application against some of the set criteria and be able to have some discussions. And we go to the pitch session, where the pre-selected companies will have the opportunity for about an hour to present their business, and they get to answer some questions from our team. Then from there, the ones that will proceed will move to due diligence, where we get to have a physical visit to your company, to kind of understand on ground your business properly, ask relevant questions, and potentially also visit some of your customers to understand how you're delivering your services or product, and how the market is also reacting to it. After the due diligence, we have also documentation and also approvals before the contracting and funding. Just to also kind of highlight, there are these stages from application to due diligence and contracting. Doesn't necessarily, until you get to the contracting, you might also receive some emails that say you move to the next step. You just also note that even if you move to the next step, that doesn't mean that you are already awarded the funding or be part of the program. This can only be decided by the develoP program investment committee. So until you get to the last phase and your documentation are submitted to the IC and you receive an approval from the IC, you are still in the process. And at no stage before the IC deem that you have been selected for the program. So they are all the selection. These are all part of the selection process for the program. We have 2 cohorts per year. We are now, for this year, we're now in the first cohort, which application is open from 15th of May to 30th of June. And the second cohort will start, application will be open by 15th of November to 31st of December. So we always encourage people to apply. Even if you apply before you didn't make it, and you feel like your business has potential to be part of a portfolio, we always encourage you to apply. And sometimes we also do well to provide feedback to some people that have advanced more. And you always have opportunity to apply for the next cohort. So this also gives a bit of a snapshot of some of our portfolio companies. And for the ones in Tanzania, I'm sure you might see some brands that you are familiar with across different sectors. You can see Medicare, who has also raised money from other investors after they join the portfolio. You see Simify, SID, Tembo Plus, Haniji. You see the portfolio is very diverse across different sectors, but a lot more. They all have innovative components that is really driving impact in their market. These are most of the game changers or names you might likely have seen or known in the startup ecosystem in Tanzania. So the portfolio is made up of companies from all of these sectors, with one commonality in terms of having innovative businesses, ability to scale, and also be able to create positive impact. We'll just give you a bit of an example of how some of the companies in Tanzania are performing in the portfolio. Like I mentioned earlier, I would say that Develop portfolio is one of the most successful portfolios in Tanzania. It's not just about the funding they receive, but also the network, the opportunity, the investment readiness, the technical assistance. All of these support really shape these startups to become very unique and also be able to attract follow-on investment. I will just maybe give you an example of some of the portfolios. One of them is Golden Port, who is using maize to be able to create fortified, ready-to-eat products in Tanzania. So far, they have over 8,000 going to 9,000 customers across the country. If you look very well, most of the retail shops or supermarkets across Dar es Salaam or in the regions, you will definitely see Uji Faster product, and that's Golden Port. So you see, like the support they've got in terms of improving the product, the distribution has been very strong, and that they've actually been able to grow more than 200%. Over time. Now they are doing revenue, annual revenue averaging more than $3 million. They've created also 30 direct jobs and 16 indirect. Being a woman-led company, of course, their workforce is made of more than 60% women. For this company as well, I've been very privileged to also be part of their fundraising journey. And even after they've received develop funding, they've gone ahead to raise more than $700,000 more in the last 2 years, just at the back of the experience and also the credibility that they get from develop program. We also have Haniji, who is also making briquettes, and they've added 150 schools as customers since they joined the program, and they've grown their revenue to over $600,000 per year. They are also expanding. They're already expanding to open a new factory in Mafinga. That also shows kind of resilience, scalability, and support that they also receive from develop program, and how it's shaping their future. We also have Damkononi with over 3,800 customers that they are working with at the moment, and their revenue has really skyrocketed. I'm sure when I knew Damkononi They were doing less than $1 million per year, and currently they are doing more than $6 million per year in revenue. They've also moved to create more than 110 jobs currently. And they are having, I'm sure, the impact, the support they receive from develop over time has also helped to attract more investment, more visibility to the economy, and they're one of the most celebrated startups in Tanzania. I think these are some of the stories that we have over 20 of these kind of stories across the portfolio, and all of them are having very unique story to tell, unique progress, as case may be. So this is just to show you kind of highlight of how our portfolio companies look like in development. So applications are open right now. We are excited to be able to support you in your application process. You can actually be able to scan the code. If you haven't started your application yet, this is the best day to start your application. What I always tell startups when I meet them is for you to put up a very quality application, you don't have to wait until the last day of the application. You want to take your time to write the application to be very quality. You reflect your business model, talk more about the market opportunity, what you've done, what is the future for you. I think the best day to start was yesterday, but the second best day to start is today. So you don't want to wait until it's 29th of June to open the application. So I will urge you to kick off your application if you have not started by just clicking on the QR code to get a link and get started. So this is the team behind develoP Ventures. I have Julia, Sven, Nicholas, and Leah now, and Leah is on the call. And for people that will have opportunity to proceed to the due diligence stage, you also have that opportunity to meet some of our colleagues from DG. Locally, you have myself and you have Jasmine supporting the implementation. So anytime you have any questions across the application, we are very much happy to be able to support you, and that's why we are here. And we are looking forward to speaking to you even after this info session. Thank you very much. And just to put a bit of a human story to what I've been talking about this time, I will also want to call on one of the current portfolio startup from Fresh Pack to tell us more about their experience when they started the application last time, what was the experience from the process, and what has been the benefit for them. So I'm going to call on Abasi. You have like maybe 2 minutes to tell us about your experience being part of the development.
Hi everyone, my name is Abasi Awazi. I'm the Chief Production Officer at FreshPack Technologies. We build off-grid cooling solution for fresh produce vendors in Tanzania. I'm real happy to be here as a previous beneficiary of develoP Ventures program. My experience with develoP Ventures, we joined develoP Ventures at critical time in our journey. We had solid product and good traction, but we needed support to move from small-scale operation to a structured investment-ready company. The application process was detailed, especially due diligence phase, but it helped us strengthen our financials, strategies, and also governance. It was not just about funding, it was building the foundation to grow. And with the support, we were able to produce the unit locally, improve quality control, and even formalize our supply chain. Internally, we gained discipline around the around how we track impact and operations. It also gives us credibility. Having DEG and local partners backing us made a big difference when we speak with new partners and investors. And maybe also I could add some tips for the new applicants. First of all, just be honest about where you are. Don't try to look perfect. They are not looking for the perfect setups. They are looking for the real solution with real impact. Get your financials in order. If you are not confident with your numbers, you will need to get help early. And also be ready to explain your impact in numbers, how many people, how much income you have improved, and also if you have something like waste reduced, you need to explain it in numbers because they love clarity. And lastly, treat the process like a learning experience. Whether you get in or not, you will come out stronger. And I really encourage you guys to apply. If you believe your solution solve a real problem and you are already build a solid business. So Develop Ventures is more than just a grant. It's like a growth partner. So best of luck to everyone. Thank you for having me here, and thanks.
Thank you, Aziz. Abasi. Like you mentioned, develop program has really put most of the companies here in Tanzania into the regional map. When investors come in here, they want to look at who is in the portfolio, can we to them. I think those are also like the visibility, and like how Abasi has mentioned. Going through the program itself, going through the application process itself is a learning journey that is really very valuable. Even if you get in and don't get in, there is a very strong knowledge that you pathways with, and this will really strengthen your positioning as a company. And even when you start focusing on it, can already still shapes your worldview in terms of how do you look for funding, what are the investors looking for. You get all of those kind of exposures. So as you click on the application, that journey starts with a lot of learning that's going to be very valuable to your company and what you are building. And we are also here, like you mentioned, we are a partner. We're always here, even from the application, to support you in that journey. So maybe I'll give it to Yele. You want to say something about the develop program and your experience in Tanzania?
Thanks, Francis, and Abasi, thanks a lot for what you said, because it captures actually a lot of what it is. I mean, we have to be honest. It's a competition. So you're in competition. You're competing to your peers, your friends that are also in it, and therefore we will very selectively choose those that we think are best suitable for the program. And if you don't make it, it doesn't mean that the business model is not good. I mean, there might be others that are just further or closer to what we are looking for. One thing in these calls often came up, and it hasn't come up here yet, and if you have any questions, you can put them also in the chat maybe, is the matching funds. It's always a discussion, and although you've already said it, Francis, I will just repeat it once more, because it's a big topic. Our funds, the funds from the ministry, have to be met, euro for euro, dollar for dollar. That means that our ticket is 100,000 euros. We can pay it in euros or we can pay it in dollars, so it would be a bit more. But you need to match that. So there needs to be funding that matches it. And often the question is, okay, what kind of matching funds does it need to be? Ideally, or in best cases, the matching funds are fresh equity. That means that the equity, what you said, Francis, up to, I think it's Leah, at 6 months, before the deadline of the call. So that's 6 months. So the call is 30th of June. So any money that you raised and that came in from the 1st of January this year, would count, but then equity. So these are angel investors that have put money in. It could be yourself as founders. If you're founders, it could be also yourself. It could be any other investor. It doesn't have to be straight equity, what means that you have given out shares in the company because you have agreed with the investor what the valuation of the company is. Can also be the SAFE note, SAFE. I think most of you will probably have heard of it. So which is basically an investment, and then the conversion into to shares or equity will be done later at a later round. I think from my experience, in 80% of the cases where there is an issue in terms of making it work, it's often there. So my advice would be, don't wait with looking for investors because you hope to get our money and then you need matching funds. If that is the mindset, it's probably not going to work for two reasons. You're not looking for money just to match us. You're probably looking for money to implement a business model, that the ideas that you have. Secondly, at the moment, the last few years also, the funding winter is a term you've probably heard. It takes a long time, not just a few days or a few weeks. It can take several months or longer to raise money. So and if there is no matching funds, or we don't see it in sight, we don't feel that it's coming anytime soon, you can have the best business model and you can be the best management team and the most qualified of all, but we will not be able to take you on. So if we think you are fantastic, you have a fantastic team, fantastic business model, but you don't have the matching funds, we will not select you, because we want to select companies where we can provide the funding. We might ask you, what we often do, please go fundraise, and when you're successful, come back in the next call. Let me stop here because I can continue forever on this, but it's one of the most topics that came up most. If there's anything else, let me know.
All right, thank you very much, Yele, for that. There's a question in the box. Does commercial loan count as a matching fund? I think this, Yele, you can correct me, it's 50%.
Up to 50%. Up to 50%. So you cannot take an interest-bearing loan out and get our money for free. We need to see equity. You need to see skin in the game. We are not, as early stage investors and as a responsible bank, we are not trying to push young startups to take on a expensive bank loan to pay for something that you should normally not pay with a loan. If you are developing a market, you're developing a product, you are having sales teams and those kind of things, you normally don't pay them from a loan. You take a loan if you have a product that's up and running and you're having one production line, and now you're going to take a second line next to it, but you already have clients. That is when you take a loan, and the bank will take collateral. They'll say, okay, if it doesn't work, your car is mine, and the thing is there. So we are not pushing you to take a loan. Having said that, if you have 50,000 of fresh equity, what I just said, and you can match it with 50,000 of commercial loan, or even 50,000 of another grant, but that's the bare minimum. Ideally, we see you raising the matching funds in equity. There was still another question. I'll go directly to it. If your application is exceeding 100,000, very often the business thesis, the investment is not just 200, 100 from others and 100 from us. It's a bit more, but our limit in this phase A will always be 100. But if you come with a proposal that said, we need to raise 1 million and we have 100 here, and your 100 is 200 and we'll do it, we will not invest in you. Because if you have said to us that you need 1 million, you have a plan for 1 million, you will not be able to implement it with 200. We don't have confidence then that your planning is right. Let me again stop here.
All right, thank you. I don't know, we have 10 minutes, I guess, to take questions. If anybody wants to speak, you can raise your hand. We'll give you the mic to ask questions or anything. If you want, yes, Kumar.
Sorry, yeah. So, will this fund be anywhere available for pre-seed or seed funding or something like that, or this is what you guys are doing at the moment?
Please, Kumar, explain. So you mean pre-seed? You mean before revenues?
Yes.
No, actually, this program is indeed for. It's not for the ID stage side. So we need to see already track record. The company also needs to be in existence for some time. We need to have audited financials of the TZ entity for at least once. So it's not that early. It is early in our eyes for a big development bank, but it is not that early. So you need to have some revenues, ideally for a year or 2 years. They don't have to be high. We will look at the level of revenues based on your business model. But there needs to be revenues. You need to have commercial clients that have been paying you for the product that you want to scale. Back to you.
Yes, Kumar, still want to speak or?
Yeah, yeah. So the money that is invested by you guys, how is going to be returned back to you?
It's a grant. It never comes back.
Okay. Thank you so much.
But you can if you want. No, but how it comes back to us, and this is, of course, we have a fiduciary responsibility. This is taxpayer money. So we will only invest it in companies and give it to companies, provide it to companies that fulfill the criteria. But we will also think they solve an issue in society. So some of the examples that Francis gave before, you can see what they do. They strengthen the local economy. They provide locally produced products for the local economy, or those kind of things, or they provide jobs. So that is the impact, the social and with the social impact that we get back. That is what we need to report on to our ministry. That is our return on this investment.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Eli Bariki, is it possible you can speak? Your question is quite long. Are you here, Eli Bariki?
In the meantime, I'm reading that. So he asked if my audited revenues of last year was small, but now the last months I did very well. Can I show my management accounts? Yes, you can.
Right.
You can. Then you received 600,000 equity investment through Technica. If that is indeed since the 1st of January, of the 1st of this year, that's fantastic. That solves a big issue. Doesn't mean that we would invest, because it depends on a lot of other things, but that you have ticked off. What we do would then, not now, but if you would come through the rounds, we would then start asking you for the safe agreement or the documentation behind this 600,000 and the proof of the funds in your bank account. Back to you.
Yeah, are there any other questions? You can raise your hand if you have any question. If you've started your application, you have some questions around, we're able to answer them, or if there's any other thing that you feel like maybe you want to learn about the program. So I just want to ask, how many of us, I mean, you can give me a reaction. How many of us have seen the application or have opened the application already? You can give a reaction. You can do anything. You can give me a thumbs up. Okay. All right. Yeah, so it's important that if you are looking to apply for this cohort, it's important that you already start application, because you might not be able to know, information you might need. Maybe you have to upload. So it's important that when you start early, you know where to be able to, what is required, what documentations you need to produce. So you have enough time to work on those documentations so you can have them ready to upload during the application. So that's why it's always very important that you start. And we are here in Dar es Salaam and in Wanza physically. So if you are in these regions, you want to meet us physically, you can always come to our office. Otherwise, we have a WhatsApp group to support. I'm sure my colleague can put the link in the chat. Our WhatsApp, our group to support people for applications. You can join that, Yele.
Yeah, so Joshua is asking, I want to respond on that. We touched on it a bit earlier, Joshua, for innovation proposals, for ideas that aren't yet on the processing chain. So what I read out of that you are pre-revenue. If you are pre-revenue, this is not a program. We need to see a track record of the business model, the product, the service that you want to scale. So that is more the incubators. That is more incubator level, where the initiation, the innovation stage is. We are the next step after that.
All right, thank you, Yele, for the answer. Yeah, so my colleague will be able to share the link to the WhatsApp group where we have also provide support. Our lines are also open. You can always reach out to us anytime. And we are more than happy. If you want to book a session with us, you can always also let us know. We are able to kind of have a sit down 30 minutes with you to also answer any questions that you might have.
You see also some questions in the chat about how to stay in touch and yeah, let's see, you can share his details.
Yes, the WhatsApp link has been shared. You can be able to join the WhatsApp group, so it becomes very easy for you to keep in touch in case you want to ask any question. But I also drop our office address if you want to visit. We are also very happy to welcome you anytime. In case you want to. Or you can just put Innovate Ventures on the map and you'll be here.
Eat Nigerian food.
No. Yeah. So any last questions? Any thoughts? Kevin, any thoughts?
No, maybe I would stress something that was mentioned, that one way to stand out in this application process is with the quality of the information and the clarity of the information you provide. So do invest some time in this process. Make sure you are presenting an accurate picture, and also make sure the information is easy to understand and very clear for us. And that's a way for you to stand out when we review all applications. And good luck in this process.
Yeah, good point, Kevin. So don't ask ChatGPT to write your whole application. Put your own mind to it. One thing that I wanted to say is that sometimes in the proposal there is always a problem. What's the problem and what's my solution? And then there is such a narrative about the problem and very little about the solution. I mean, I've also been for 20 plus years in Africa and in this space for a long time. We all know, Francis also, we've seen so many proposals. We mostly know what the problems are in the sectors that we have mentioned today, be it from health, be it to agri. It's much more interesting to hear what your solution is. So yes, state the problem, but that should be the easy part and the short part. It's much more about you, your team, and your solution that we are interested in. So focus on that one in your application. It makes your application a lot more valuable for us.
Maybe we'll take this as the last question. You're asking if the develop program supports sole proprietorship.
No. Unfortunately, no. You need to be So sole proprietor, I was in Kenya, I was sole proprietor. So I paid my taxes based on my own name with my own KRA pin. The TRA pin would be in Tanzania then. So no, you need to be an entity. Also, mostly, we look for companies where there are a couple of people. It's not to say that if you are 2 or 3, you would not get any funding. If alone, we have not done. We don't need to see a lot of people, but we also want to see that there is already, and this comes with this other question before about ID stage, that there's already some sort of structure. You've already worked to get some sort of a platform and a registration done on which you can use to build your company and build your product. So if you feel that you have to do that anyway, you can register as a company, of course, but you will not have the track record that we require, your audited financials for at least 1 year to apply in this call. It would be then a future call.
All right, thank you very much. Leah, any last points before we close it?
No, if there are no questions remaining, happy to answer.
All right.
So, but
all right, thank you very much, everyone. Sorry, since something came up. It's going to be so.
That's a very good question. That's a very good question. No, we don't have a database that's okay. Go to these. We know, of course, investors, but let me say personally, I would not go a database and say to everybody, start writing your proposal, because all the investors are also busy. So we do, once we get into this program, we do make connections with investors. But a person who's doing that every day is Francis, who knows very well the startups scene and knows also very well the investor scene. So and then also often angel investors as well. Some might be actually on the call. So to get to know them, I think, is indeed participating in these kind of programs, not just us, because you will learn about others. Your name will get out. You will meet, hopefully, in a meeting somewhere together. You will meet with others, and mostly you learn from your peers who tell you how they go about fundraising. And again, sorry, Francis, you can probably better answer that. There is these accelerator programs. I don't know what kind of programs there are in Tanzania that normally touch on this very much as well.
Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, I think you mentioned most of everything. Just to add, in fact, being part of the develop program, even the process also kind of exposes you to some investors that potentially maybe they've already invested in the portfolio. So as Yele mentioned, you can actually maybe come across some of them that are always looking out for to invest in the develop portfolio. So they are there, and it's always case by case. We cannot just share a database of investors and kind of spam them. And it's not going to yield anything for you. So we have to always kind of look at what's your investment need, who could be the best fit investor for you, and we can actually be able to do those kind of connections, so long as you are mainly already being considered for the program. But yeah, it's always a case by case, and we can be able to provide like a database that might not be very useful to you, or it may be useful to the investors. All right. So thank you very much. Kumar, if you can join the WhatsApp group, you will find my number there, and we're able to. Okay, Leandra, before we call it a day.
Thank you. Yeah, I was just asking, can the matching fund come from different people? For instance, it's not only one investor, it's just multiple.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. So Kumar, you can find my number in the WhatsApp group. I think you can get it from there. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today, and we're looking forward to receiving your applications. We're looking forward to continuing to support you during this period and even post. I'm wishing you all the best, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much, DG team, and thank you, VC4A, and every other founder that made time to be with us. Bye.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you, everybody. Good luck with your application. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.